Hello, Stratisans, and welcome to the Straticephere. I'm your host, Scott Franklin, and my co-host, Jordan Franklin.
Hi.
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 Episode 5.
Episode 5.
I think last time I said that if we make it to 6, we've made it.
Well, we're not there yet then.
Right.
Yeah.
Got a lot of work to do.
Yep.
And we've got a fresh blog out.
We got a fresh blog out.
And
I will say, guys, we have had a lot of good traction though.
good traction like what? On the blog?
On the blog. Well, and
on the
podcast. And the clips.
The clips?
Yeah. All of you
do you want to share?
To really like the fact that I don't know that there's not an 80-yard line. All right. So
I think you know there's not an 80-yard line.
I know there's not an 80-yard line, but there's a red zone. And so now we've switched to red zone. But yesterday I was at our conference and some guy came up to me and he was like, I loved your 80-yard line quote. I was like, thanks.
That means he saw it.
That does mean he saw it, which is a positive.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
But in a room full of 500 people, he came up to me to tell me that my 80-yard line quote was funny.
And you're recognizable.
I was right. So
hey, that's something.
It's positive. It is.
I wouldn't quite say you're famous, but
no, I mean, but hey,
you are getting there, I think.
Oh, we're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to talk about the blog, of course, and it is a long title.
It's a long one. Let's go.
Hiring in Uncertain Times: How Smart Employers Grow Without Overextending. Now, do you want me to tell you, like you want me to read through the first part of it, like the first couple of sentences, so you get a feel for the smart employers? Anyway, so here we go. When the economy feels shaky, hiring can start to feel like a risk. Finding the right people is still key. Your team might feel a little stretched, but there are still great growth opportunities ahead. Yeah. Now, that's just a couple sentences.
That is.
It goes much further into shaky ground, I guess.
But I think we're all feeling a little shaky right now.
Well, I would actually play devil's advocate there and say that we're feeling a little better.
Oh, no. I think we're feeling better and more willing to hire, but I think the ground's been shaky for a while.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so the companies that have kept their cool, stuck to their game plan.
Yeah.
And have hired as they need it, or as they have someone, leave or retire or whatever. Like the companies that have kept their cool and they know at their core what they need to do to fill that position correctly have been successful. The ones that are now like, okay, well, we haven't hired for the last year and now we have 15 positions and we need them all right now, are the ones that are scrambling and freaking out.
Yeah.
And
we spoke last time about, taking that job description off of the shelf, dusting it off.
Yeah.
Making sure it's up to date.
Right.
And I think that if you go back and watch or listen to the podcast, that you see kind of the same things over and over and over.
Yeah.
And we basically just hit points every time we come in here and talk about the blog because it's our job for one, but we're also, you feel shaky. The economy feels shaky. Everything feels shaky.
Yeah.
Right. But if you know who you are, you know what your culture is, and you can take that updated job description and put it out there, then you know what you're getting.
Well, and some of it goes back to strategic vision too, right?
Yeah.
So like if the ground feels shaky, as long as you're confident in your vision and your strategy moving forward as an organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's top down. That's coming from the top down. You're making sure you've sat a strategic vision for the year. It doesn't really matter if the ground gets shaky as long as your team is, trucking along towards that vision.
The goal.
So you should know when and who to hire.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, dust off that job description, make sure that it's a good branding opportunity for your team and your company. Have all those things ready, but that's in your strategic. Thank you. Strategic vision. So.
Strategery.
Right.
Okay. Well, I got to stop you though.
Okay.
Because you're running into my points here.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So the first point is to start with clarity, not urgency.
Yeah. I mean, like we just said.
Strategery.
That's a really hard word to say.
Strategic or strategery?
Both. So like, I think if you come up with a strategy at the beginning of the year, it's communicated amongst all of your managers, and then you hire based upon key points that you hit, right? So I know at X, Y, and Z revenue dollars, I need to hire this person, right? When the ground's shaky, now you have a definite, which calms the ground and makes it easier to know this is when I'm supposed to hire. You know, like I've hit my goal. I can now hire that position. It's when you're backfilling, or it's when someone retires and they didn't tell you that they wanted to retire. It's the unexpected that your company needs to be ready for, and that's always hard.
Yeah, essentially the second sentence in here. Under this point, a resignation occurs, a team becomes overloaded, a project picks up speed. Suddenly, hiring managers are trying to fill a role as quickly as possible, and the result is often a rushed job description, unclear expectations, and a hiring process driven by urgency rather than alignment.
Yeah, and I will say, okay, so we talk about these job descriptions a lot, right?
Yeah.
But whenever we're sitting there thinking, okay, hey, my timeline just got sped up, right? Because we're talking strategy. And if your strategy is when you get to X, Y, and Z revenue goal that you need to hire someone, or if you get this client, you need to hire this person, right? Mm-hmm. It's when that revenue goal comes 3 months before it was supposed to, right? Or that project got signed off 2 months before, or a month before you thought it was going to get signed off on, right? That's when you start getting to the Hail Mary, oh my gosh, I need someone right now, right?
Yeah.
So that's where at the beginning, when you're setting the strategy for the year and you outline your org and you're hiring for the year, you should also outline those potential job descriptions, right?
Yeah.
Because then when you get to this position that, hey, this year's going amazing,
mm-hmm.
we need to hire all these people right now, you're not being held up, or your hiring managers that you're working with aren't being held up because you don't have your job descriptions, and on the talent acquisition side, you don't have the things ready for them to go, right? So that's where, like, for us, we love strategy meetings. We love to sit down with companies and have those strategy meetings and outline their next year hiring, and have those job descriptions ready, because a lot of the times when they're using us, they're not easy to fill positions. So it takes a little bit of search time. But also, like, that goes for internal HR. They can't just drop all the other positions they're working on just because they hit one hiring manager hit their revenue goal and now they need to add another head. So having that plan in place, having that communication weekly with your HR and talent acquisition team to say, hey, we're 2 weeks out from hitting our revenue goal. We need to start the search now. But hiring managers just don't always think like that.
Strategery.
Yeah, great. I think you covered a lot of that there. That was good.
Yeah.
So the next point.
Okay.
Do not treat every role the same. That is literally the point.
Well, how could you, though?
Well, okay. So during uncertain times, savvy employers understand that growth doesn't always mean immediately bringing on a full-time employee. Sometimes the best decision is to make a permanent hire, while other times it's thoughtfully utilizing contract workers.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we hit on the project situation, right? Where at the beginning we said, hey, you've got a new project that's bigger than you thought it was going to be, blah, blah, blah.
It came on real fast.
That's when you should go outside, right? That's when you say, okay, how long is this project? Is it a year or less? Is it 18 months or less? You need to weigh that, because normally in those situations, it is better to use a contracting company to fill those positions because they're going to roll off.
Yeah.
And then you get a whole team of talent acquisition people to help you fill that position as fast as possible.
So what would you say to the client, or to say I'm a run-of-the-mill company. And I don't think that I feel like I'm lowering my standards, or I'm not going to find somebody that's going to fit my culture if I'm bringing on a contractor or 2 or 3 or whatever. They're going to mess up the culture of my company.
So first, I would tell you that you haven't worked with the right contracting company.
You haven't worked with Stratus? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying we do really well at this, but there are also other companies that do well at this too, right? Like,
we don't have to give everybody kudos here. Stratus does a great job.
We do a great job at this, and I love to compete. That's what I tell all my clients. Like, put me up against someone, I want to win. And I want to get your business, and I want to bring you the right person that fits your culture. It is not advantageous for Stratus or an organization like ours to bring you a bad candidate, because you want to know who's dealing with them every day. Like you are, but so are we, right? So for us to put a bad candidate or a problem, a bad seed, a problem child is what I was gonna say.
Problem child.
Yeah, on your books isn't helpful to anyone. So you really want to be in tandem with your contracting company, communicating, hey, this team functions this way. We're really trying to fill this position so that we have everyone at the table that we need. This is the culture of the team. This is how fast we're going to be running, on-site, remote, whatever, hybrid, all of those things. The more you can communicate about the position as a hiring manager to your contracting company, those contracting companies are going to want to fill the right person in that seat, because it's better for you, but it's also better for them. So it is better for both sides. Just is what it is. Problem children take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that.
But I think that if I'm going to bring somebody in, then they might as well be a permanent hire.
Not always, right? So when you sit there and think about...
I think so, because, playing devil's advocate again, is because if I bring in a contractor, I'm not going to be able to give them all the responsibilities. I'm going to have to disperse the responsibilities amongst the crew that I have. Okay. Because my contractor coming in, so he's going to start doing, or she's going to start doing this job, and then the contract's up and they're gone, and I'm back to square one again.
Right. Well, okay. Here, first of all, you can do a contract to hire. So if you want to retain the talent at the end of it, then you can retain the talent at the end of it. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Right. And most organizations are going to do that. So especially if you want to retain the talent, right? Yeah. So Stratus definitely does it. It's something that we suggest for teams that don't know exactly what they want and they want to test out a position to see if that's the right fit for them. So it's good for a lot of things, contract to hire is. And I will also say, like, if that's the avenue you're going down as a contract to hire, then why wouldn't you treat the contractor the same as you treat everyone else and give them the exact same responsibilities? You're testing them out to be a portion of your team, right? So you want to treat those contractors the same. The hard thing is when you have companies that have been around a long time and those teams have been together for a long time, is getting the culture of the team to accept someone new to the team. But I don't think that is not only because they're a contractor. That could be a direct hire too, right? So those teams have been around for a long time. But playing devil's advocate, contract to hire would be the right answer in this situation, because then they would have the option to hire them at the end, which is always the case for Stratus. But also we would want to really impress upon the hiring manager, you need to treat this person like you would treat a direct hire. The only difference is that Stratus is administering benefits and HR and all that kind of stuff on the back end. So if you have a problem, please let us know so that we can help you take care of it. So it's a benefit to them. And at the end of the year and a half, if you don't need them and they just need to roll off because it's a project for another company or it's a project for whatever, then that's a benefit too. They just roll off.
They roll off.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good answer.
Thanks.
I think that you could probably say Stratus when you say like staffing firm, or when you're trying to be general, you could still put Stratus in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is who we are.
I'll say it for you. strategic thinking is what sets Stratus apart, I think.
Oh, I agree.
But I'm a little biased.
No, I think a lot of the pushback we get from hiring managers and companies are, oh, I've worked with a staffing firm before. They only threw candidates over the fence at me.
Yeah.
I still got 15 to 20 resumes, blah, 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 blah. Like, we don't do that.
Most of the resumes were crap.
Most of the resumes were crap. Those companies are the ones that give our industry a bad name.
Yeah.
A bad rap. But what we do is we sit down and we really like to understand the strategy of the next year, even the next 3 to 5 years, right? And understand where and how we can help. And if we're not the right ones, like, is there another vendor that can help better? Like, how do we orchestrate this hiring for the whole organization? Because we all can't be experts at everything. Like,
yes, I agree.
You agree. I know you agree. I just saw your face though. So we want to make sure that we're servicing the client unto the whole.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about my background wanting to be a doctor and like taking care of a human holistically. I think that translates to taking care of our clients as much as we can help with or recommend other vendors to help with it.
And as much as they'll let us.
Because
sometimes we come to road stops that they don't want to,
yes,
they don't want to give up any kind of
control.
Control or power, or maybe they think it's a strategic advantage for their company. I don't know.
Right.
But sometimes they just don't,
But we've been finding,
us all the way in.
I feel like we've been finding more and more that they like the strategy portion.
Well, and that's why I kind of want to talk about this too, is the next point is hire for adaptability, not just experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we bring a lot of that to the table. Like we're trying to show these are the ways that you can move through this.
Yep.
Like if it is shaky ground or you feel like the economy is not what it's supposed to be or whatever the situation may be, there's always, like, we've been doing this long enough now that there's always ways to kind of maneuver through and be adaptable.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk about that for a second, about hiring for adaptability instead of just experience?
Well, okay. So hiring for adaptability versus just experience really depends on how big the team is too, right? So sometimes teams have to have the experience because they're so small that if they don't have the experience, then they don't have anyone to train that experience, right? But once you get to the point where you can hire for the right culture, skill set, and then adaptability, or adaptability, culture, skill set is how I would, because you can train skill set.
Yeah.
You really can't train adaptability and culture, right? So if
unless you're a small organization.
Unless you're a small organization or they're new to the job field, right?
Yeah.
So you can maybe pull them into your culture if you think they're slightly off, right? If they're...
Well, and that goes back to the hiring process as well, and the interview process of determining...
Right, who's the right fit for your team.
And if you're talking with Stratus, then Stratus is already giving you people that we would assume would fit your culture.
Right, and the more information you give us is better because that's how we fit the right candidate to your team. So the longer or more information you give us in the intake, the better we do. But I will say that adaptability is key because things are changing so fast right now. It is rapid. That there could be a regression. There could be an exponential speed up from where we are now. But those people that are not adaptable will not make that change, right? I heard today that Facebook is starting to track every keystroke of their employees so that they can figure out how to use automation to do everything that their employees are doing.
Yeah.
Wild, right? So what are you going to do with those employees?
Okay,
now?
so I think that you, I haven't heard that or read that anywhere, so I can't back you up on it.
Right.
I do know that Meta does try to go the extra mile in AI and working out things. You ask what's going to happen to those people.
Are you going to upskill them? Are they going to be adaptable?
Well, I can't answer that question. The answer that I would give you would be that the AI part of it is just process. They're not they are trying to save money by doing this in the long run. But mostly it's just process stuff. It's not stuff that is like, it wouldn't be.
You still need a human in the loop.
You still have to have people.
Yeah.
So it's not, for right now anyway. I mean, who knows? We could hit that. I don't even remember what you called it. That exponential growth. No, that's not what he called it. Exponential. It was like quick. It was. I said rapid. You said something else.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's not like that. Just because you could go back and just about any company that actually watches or has something tracking their employees' computers, they see what you see. So it's not like the actual typing is
very true.
Is that big of a deal. But I don't know. I'd be interested to look into that though.
I know. I'm really interested to dig into it too, because
how did we get to that?
It was something that people said today, like about change and adaptability. Like, so
can they go with the flow?
Can those people that are going to be some of their work is going to be replaced, right? Mm-hmm. Are they adaptable enough to keep their job? Or is adaptability how you choose who to keep, right? Because now we're ever changing in these positions. So is adaptability one of the main skills for those lower level positions?
And it could be kind of like we talked about last podcast in the whole, like, are you willing to get that extra certificate?
Right.
Are you willing to learn this part of a job? Are you willing to learn the other person's job? Mm-hmm. Like, how much of this can you actually do? Kind of as I was talking about, like I'm a dabbler. Yeah. Like to have a little bit of something, right? Yeah. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yep. I think that helps. But if you get, and I don't know, I haven't met a lot of people that are like, nope, I'm not going to learn that. Don't want to know that. You don't feel like our grandparents or our parents were? Not specifically ours, but in our generation and younger, no, I think most of us are pretty adaptable because things have changed so quickly. Drastically. But I think you've got the Gen X and above, right? Everyone above millennials. Yeah. Where it changed a little bit slower. Well, for the boomers, it changed way slower. And then you say that, but I don't really know where the boomers start and the Gen Xers end and start, whatever.
Gen Xers are what, 45 plus right now?
Gen X is 45 plus, and then millennials after that? Uh-huh. Okay. So boomers aren't even...
They're getting ready to retire, right?
Or they have retired.
Yeah, some of them have.
I would think that the ones that haven't retired are probably adaptable.
Because they haven't been forced out.
And they have the experience.
Right. Well, and I think that's the question, right? Like, so the adaptability meter, does that become a new skill? Like,
I don't know how you judge a
you
person's
being adaptable, right? So that's the question. But the person that figures out how to judge adaptability.
I would think that you could look at somebody's resume and be like, oh, this person does this and this and this and this for this job. And you go back 3 years before that and they were doing a different job and they had a handful of skills they were doing there.
But right now, that's a knock on a resume.
Is what? That they
jumped around.
3 years isn't jumping around.
I mean, we preach this, but some people see that as jumping around.
Okay. Well,
I just want to argue that I think adaptability is
You don't think adaptability is them being able to do multiple jobs?
Oh, no, I do. I think I do.
Well, that's what
I was being devil's advocate. What I'm saying is I think in the future, right, like that becomes something you as a hiring manager or hiring managers in general need to start interviewing on.
Me as adaptability? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I want to go back to this thing when you were playing devil's advocate because I didn't appreciate it very much. I think that if we're going to go from, I don't even remember, do not treat every role the same, and we're talking about contractors sometimes have to jump roles because they're contractors.
Absolutely.
So you can't judge them because they were in a role for 3 years and then jump to a different job. Or 1 year.
But why didn't they hire you at the end of that 3 years?
It was a project. They didn't need me any longer.
But you weren't good enough for them to find a place for you?
Wow, that's a mean question. It could be true, but I also have all of these skills. I'm adaptable.
That's great. I need a siloed person.
Well, I'm not the person for you. I'm adaptable.
I'm just telling you, this is what I hear all the time. Every time there's a resume that's jumped around a little bit or been on contract.
I agree. I do agree. I think there's some that you can look at and say that they're jumping around for a reason. Like
you see the path.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's some that you don't, the path is not linear.
Right.
And so those are the ones that need explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, are those the ones?
Are they still going to be jumping?
Right. Are those the ones that you want to hold on to because they're so adaptable, because they'll bring new ideas, because they've worked so many different places?
They've had experience and
Right.
they're adaptable?
Right.
Questions upon questions.
Questions upon questions.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
We're going to go to the next one.
Okay.
Protect company culture while you grow. During uncertain times, company culture can either steady a team or strain it.
I think that's a good one.
Thanks. December says thanks.
Yeah.
He really appreciates that. Okay, so I'm skipping a little bit here. And it says, hiring is never just about skills. It is also about how someone contributes to the environment your business is trying to build.
Well, that's all culture, right? Yeah. So when you think about culture and you think about companies that go from 10 to 50 people, right? That's a huge cultural shift, right? Because those 10...
That changes everything.
It changes everything because those 10, when it was just 10, those 10 were really close with the owners.
They relied on each other. You know, like there's no secrets, right? If someone was getting voted off the island, they were all voting that one person off the island, right? When you get to 50, mm-hmm.
nobody's voting on the island anymore except for the managers.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you've got management level. And your whole org has changed. I think the question is, when you're going from the 10 to the 50, how do you keep that steady? How do you keep everyone feeling like
they're contributing?
They're all contributing. They're all needed.
Yeah.
And motivated at the same level as those 10 were, right? That's hard, right? And then you go from 50 to 500 or 50 to 100.
Well, I don't want to go. My brain's not working that quick right now. I want to talk about the 10 to 50 because
mm-hmm.
that changes your business completely.
Yeah, completely.
Because then you have departments.
Right.
Then you have
divisional manager.
An organizational chart.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
should have one anyway.
Yes.
But usually at 10, it's pretty flat.
At 10, everybody knows
what everybody's doing.
And it doesn't matter who reports to who because you're just going to ask it to whoever.
You're just trying to get the job done.
Trying
to make money.
Survival mode.
You go from 10 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're splitting those 10 into whatever number.
Let's just say 5 different teams of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you actually have an organizational chart.
Right.
And you have departments that aren't necessarily talking to each other anymore.
Mm-hmm. Because
they're doing their own thing. It's a huge change.
It's a huge change. And communication, right? Is key at that point. Because before you all got on a call and everyone knew what everyone was doing because it was all communicated. Mm-hmm. Now you're siloed into, let's just say, 5 different teams of 10, right?
So you still have the 10.
But now you have to be intentional, right? Now you have to be intentional about your communication to the other department, mm-hmm. or else they're never going to know what you're doing.
And that's a huge jump from 10 to 50.
It's a huge jump.
But normally that doesn't happen overnight or over a month or
no,
whatever.
But if it happens within 1 year, let's just say,
yeah,
right? And there's teams here in Northwest Arkansas that have done that.
Yeah.
That is the hardest. Do you have the same CEO? Right? That's a good question. Is the CEO of 10 a good CEO of 50?
Yeah.
They might not be, right? So you might be ending up replacing the CEO. And now how do you make sure
that culture stays.
Right. Especially because you're talking about some sort of startup, right? With that situation.
Well, from 10, yeah.
Yeah. But from 50
But say you go
to
from
100.
50, but see, if you go from 50 to 100.
If you go from 50 to 250,
Let's-
that's the
okay.
same percentage jump as
50 to 250.
Yeah.
So let's say that. That's where we're going now. 50 to 250.
Now-
the leadership,
Better be strong.
yeah. I mean, if the culture wants to survive it,
Mm-hmm.
because you got to be hiring on the same.
You got to be hiring on the same principles. You've got to be
Yeah.
you've got to keep the same principle at the top, right?
Because it's from the top down.
From the top down. So if that manager over that other division isn't the same
Gung ho.
gung-ho look type feel, right? Not look, take that out, but type feel culture situation, you know what I mean?
Spreads the same word.
Vibe.
Yeah, sure.
Spreads the same vibe.
Why did we start with the vibe thing?
I don't know, but I like it.
I know. We talked about it last podcast.
Yeah. So
December even put it in the blog.
yeah. So if they're not spreading the same, like, enthusiasm for everything, then how can those teams be considered even the
So
same
you got-
culture? And they're
so-
at the same company.
Well, that's when I think that the hiring piece really comes into play, because
Absolutely.
you have to have the people that are going to hold the others accountable,
Mm-hmm.
and that starts at the top.
Yeah.
So
Well-
there's levels to it, right? Because you got to be able to have, like, if you have those 5 departments and you have managers in those 5 departments, and say one manager isn't, is basically 1 foot out the door,
Mm-hmm.
the other 4 of the department heads need to probably say something.
Yeah.
So you can keep that intact, because then it goes down, because then, now I'm hiring people. Are
Mhm.
they hiring people? And the people that they're bringing in, what is
Are they on the same level as my people?
yeah.
Yeah.
Are they bringing in the same type of people?
Yeah. Are they bringing in the same caliber people? Are they bringing in the right culture?
But there's
Eventually,
ways,
if they're trained correctly, could they take my job? Because if they could take my job, then I could level up.
yeah.
Right. But now I'm depending on not only my peers training, but also my training. Right. So, like, I've got to trust my peers
hmm
to train the same way I'm going to. And so it comes from the top down, because then you have the same question. Is the CEO of 50
The same for
a CEO
250.
of 250? Right? Or is that founder, let's just say the founder stayed at 50, right? And the CEO, does that person move to the cloud or a board seat? You know what I mean? And now they're advisory.
Mhm.
And you bring in someone that can manage and maintain culture. I mean, there was a meeting last week, and one of the presidents of a larger organization here in town said, I hire based upon people that can hire. So extremely technical positions, right? And he hires based upon your past hiring experience. So if you can hire a team, maintain a team, and run a team, he's not so worried about training the skills, because he needs the leadership.
Yeah.
I thought that was wild. I thought that was a really cool information to have, because, like,
It's definitely interesting.
that means when you're going for a leadership position, right? Especially for this company, if you outline all of your leadership qualities and not necessarily your skill set, but you outline yourself as a leader, not as a, let's just say, a development leader or a whatever,
Yeah.
right? He's interested in talking to you. Which, I mean, that's one way to keep culture, right? You're
Yeah.
saying, I only want leaders and I want the best leaders. I'll teach you how and what you're leading. I just need to know that you can lead and people will follow. Okay.
No, I like that.
Me too.
Okay. Got off track there. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was fun though. It was a good conversation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's an interesting thought of, like, where you go from
50 to 250 or even from 10 to 50.
Yeah,
It's
10
just-
to 50 is crazier than me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to make sure all your stuff's in. You know what?
What?
You got to have your playbook ready.
You got to have your playbook
You got to
at
have
10.
it at 10.
At 10.
At
Because
10,
if
you
you
gotta
go
have
from
it.
10 to 50, those next 5 hires, right? Because you're going to say, I'm going from 10 to 50. Let's just say you want to hire your 5 leaders.
Yeah.
Right? Those next 5 hires better know that playbook inside and out to train it down.
Yep.
Right? So that playbook better be ready to go.
Cross training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Still
Cross-training and training the trainer.
Still did not like putting the playbook together.
Nobody likes putting in a playbook
Putting that out
together.
there for everybody to know. Okay, back to the tighten up the hiring process. In a competitive job market, a slow or confusing hiring process can cost you good people. Top candidates do not stay available forever, even in uncertain times. If your hiring process is too long, too unclear, or too disconnected, strong candidates may lose interest, accept another offer, or walk away with a poor impression of your organization.
At some point, our viewers are going to be like,
They're like, I've seen this before.
I've seen this.
We're talking about this again?
Can you stop talking about this? Like, I get it.
But it is, like
It
we
is
always
important.
say, it's circular.
It is.
Circular? Yeah. Kind of goes like this
Yeah.
in a circle.
Yeah.
We just talk about the same things, just in a
It's like
different,
a merry-go-round.
different pattern.
Yeah. So, okay, here's my thing real quick on that.
Okay.
Don't put a position out. We've been talking about like be ready, right? But put a position out when you know your hiring manager has the time and will dedicate time to hiring that position. Right? I'm gonna say that because we have had positions in the past, all of us have, where, oh my gosh, we really need this. This is what we need to do it right now. Hair on fire.
Yeah.
Right? You get them candidates for said hair on fire job,
Mm-hmm.
and the hiring manager sits on it for a week.
Ooh.
That doesn't necessarily mean the hiring manager doesn't desperately need to fill that position. It means that they don't have time for it. So, like, do your pre-planning. Hey, I'm going to put 30 minutes on your calendar next Tuesday. I'm going to have you 3 candidates. I'm going to go ahead and set them all up for 10-minute intake calls with you. Right? I have a KPI to deliver 3 candidates. They better be fantastic, because if my hiring manager sets aside 30 minutes or an hour and a half, right, I better use his time wisely or her time wisely. But if you plan that makes this whole process so much easier. Now, sometimes Stratus doesn't have control over that portion of the process, right? That's frustrating. But when we do, that's how we do it, and for talent acquisition, especially internal, it really needs to flow something like that.
Yeah.
It just makes your brand look better, more put together.
The hiring process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and if you go back, 2 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
you'll hear about branding.
Also true. And job description.
Job, and it's the best part, the job description. Okay. Do you feel like you got that off your chest? Feel good now?
Oh, I feel good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Why? Are you about to wind me up again?
Grow in phases, not in panic. Ooh, what do you think that means? You know what I think that it means?
I think you know what it means.
Literally. What do you think it means?
So, like, when you're growing in phases, these are the phases that you've outlined strategically through the year.
You have to have a strategic plan in place
to know what phase you're in.
for moments like these.
Yeah. Or else you're going,
Hair on fire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Growth does not have to happen all at once. I think that is the main.
Wait. So you mean I can't go
I think
from
that
10 to 50 by next week?
That's what I'm saying. That it doesn't have to happen that way.
Other companies have.
Well, then
I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't work with those companies.
No, it does not all have to happen at one time. And it shouldn't.
It would be extremely difficult unless you have like 3 positions and you have...
Okay, but think about it. You, in that 10 to 50 scenario, right? You don't want to grow all at once. You want to train the top for the divisions you're building.
Yeah.
And then allow them to build out their division, right? You have to trust that those top people that you hired are going to do it the way you and the company want it to be done. That's the hard part. That's the reason why I ask, is it the same person from 10 to 50?
Same CEO.
Same CEO, because some CEOs, that's hard.
The vision's not there.
Right. Well, and it's hard, right? Because
going from 10 to 50 is going to be hard.
No, I'm saying because some have so much like their conviction with their vision, and their vision might be wrong.
And they don't want to let go.
Yeah. So it could be one or like there's 2.
There's a couple different ways that could go.
Yeah.
So it says here, I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to, since you kind of just blasted through it. One of the most effective ways for employers to navigate hiring during uncertain times is to approach it in phases. Instead of attempting to address every future need with a single immediate hire, resilient businesses grow gradually. They prioritize filling the most critical gaps first. Keep a close eye on how needs change over time, remain flexible, and making adjustments as needed.
Yeah, absolutely. But the question really is, like...
Because you don't have to go...
No, you don't have to, like...
Blow it up.
Blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel like you need to. You feel like you need to
because your hair's on fire.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good time to step outside and take a couple of minutes for yourself. And
take a chill break.
Maybe some breathing exercises. Because you're freaking out and you need to calm down.
That's right. Yeah.
This might involve hiring a key individual now and reassessing the rest in a few months. It could include utilizing contract workers to meet demand before making permanent hires. It may also mean investing in the development of current employees who are prepared to take on larger roles.
Oh, absolutely. I think I say absolutely too much, but
absolutely no. But the reason I was saying that and reading it is because you essentially just blew up December's points there anyway. So I thought I would read it for you.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said there, right? So we keep talking about 10 to 50, that being 5 managers. It might be 1.
1 manager over 50?
If you're the only CEO and you don't have a COO, you might hire a COO and then figure out, okay, where do I need to go now?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier about the organizational chart, because with 10, it's pretty flat. Yeah. Everybody's reporting to the same. Everybody knows everything. Mm-hmm. You jump up to 50, then you got to have some sort of like hierarchy that people know who to go to.
Yep.
And then you go from 50 to 250. Whew. Oh, brother.
But I do think like you're hiring those strategic hires slowly, not at all at once. And they're hiring their team because they foresee
you bring on a COO, mm-hmm. or if you are a COO, maybe you bring on a CEO.
Right.
Or yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then you
could still bring, because you could even go from, because we're going from 10 to 50, right?
Yeah.
So you could even bring on just a director or a president or a VP or whatever.
That's right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a C-level.
Right. And you could bring on a head of sales. You could bring on, it really just depends on what you're the makeup of your company.
It really depends on your industry.
Right.
Where you're trying to go.
Right.
How you're trying to grow.
Yes. But as you're still small and you're adding senior positions, you're still having those communications with those senior people as to who they think should be hired for that other position. Right. Because you want to keep that culture, that community, right? And then they're hiring their team and they're using their team to give input and maybe the other managers to give input so that it is a gradual build, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in the middle of it, it doesn't feel crazy.
Yeah.
But if it feels crazy, then you're doing it wrong.
I think it feels crazy even if you're doing it right. That's from my standpoint, though.
That's true.
But that's why you hire Stratus.
Right. Yeah.
Bring Stratus in, and we'll help in every way we can.
To calm the crazy.
Calm the waters.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. I think we're actually doing pretty good on time. Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah.
And then we can just chat, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Or pick up children.
Or that. The right hire still matters, especially now. Hiring in uncertain times is not about doing less. It is about doing better. Companies that navigate uncertain times with grace are often the ones that remain thoughtful and caring. They continue investing in their people, but they do so more wisely, being deliberate about who they hire, when they do so, and how they assemble adaptable teams. This approach keeps them resilient and ready for whatever comes next.
I think adaptable teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're only as good as your weakest player.
Yeah.
So you're always hiring for adaptability so that you are the most flexible team. You guys get the coolest jobs. You get to go do the coolest things because you're all willing to do it. Right? It's like the old saying, we all take the trash out. Right? Some people aren't adaptable enough to say, okay, well, I'm going to...
We don't all take the trash out.
Yeah, I don't. But some people aren't adaptable enough, and I am adaptable.
You are adaptable. I agree.
We just have rules, and
there's
not mine.
rules in our household.
That's not mine. Just like I don't deal with tires.
Stay on track.
Okay, so staying on track.
Keep the tires on the track, please.
Okay, I will. I deal with those tires. I really think that as you build your adaptable team, right? Those teams that are the most adaptable or flexible or however we want to identify them within our organization are the ones that are going to rise to the top, especially as we're going through this technology change, right? We all know the story of like the lady or the man that didn't want to move to like the new Windows or the new platforms or whatever, right? Like they were obviously not adaptable and they also didn't stay, right? Those are the people that we've been slowly moving out because they haven't kept up with the times.
Change.
Right. And nobody loves change, but those that embrace change, right? Doesn't mean they have to love it. Just embrace it with like a nice little hug. Are the ones I think that are going to succeed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, did you give me a funny look at my hug? Embrace. That's an embrace.
It's just, sometimes I don't want to hug change. That's all.
Well.
The job market is always changing. And with it, job seekers will continue to think about what they really want from their careers. Meanwhile, every hiring manager will feel the ongoing pressure to make wise choices in this ever-evolving environment. But, this is my favorite part, you do not have to navigate that alone.
No, you use us.
Use Stratus.
Yeah.
Stratus can help.
Stratus can help. But, and I think that's a valid point, right? So, talking to clients, I always tell them that we're their wingman.
The Stratus mentality.
Yeah, the Stratus mentality, right? And it's so true. Like, just keeping a consistent interview process, right? So we're working on a large position. We're interviewing the candidates that are being submitted directly to the client, as well as the candidates we're bringing, just in order to keep a very consistent interview process.
Yeah.
Right? So making sure you're always clean, always clear on what you want, always like consistent with what you're doing. Like those are big things to people. And I think Stratus does a good job at being strategic with our clients on making sure that those processes stay in place.
Again, strategery.
Strategery.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
So,
neither.
I mean, if you look at the whole thing, the blog, that is,
Yeah.
we're talking about uncertain times
Yeah.
and growing business and how that's possible.
Yeah.
And it's possible with
Strategy.
strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I would say adaptable people.
Mm-hmm.
Adaptable interviews as well, like to make sure that you're
Yeah,
interviewing
I think that-
appropriately.
I think that you could even, the more we've talked about it, I think that you could even incorporate something into your interview
Mm-hmm.
to see if that candidate is adaptable.
Oh, absolutely. That's like interviewing based upon your core values, right? Like add in questions about adaptability or questions.
Oh,
that
you mean
would-
like because you're asking questions about your
Core values.
your core values
Yeah.
anyway. You just throw something in there about being adaptable.
right? Yeah.
But I was thinking more on the level of like giving like a scenario, coming up with a scenario to
Oh, I
see
think that
if that
could be
person
valid too, yeah.
is adaptable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's ways I think that you could get around it if I really
Absolutely.
put my brain to it.
Yeah.
So hiring adaptable
Yep.
people.
Yep.
Trying not to grow all at once.
Keeping culture
Keeping your culture, which I think is
and incrementally growing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to hire
No,
all 40 people at
Right.
once.
Be creative about it.
Yeah.
If you need 40 people worth of work, then be creative about it so that they aren't all
Well, and if you talk
direct
to
hire.
us, yeah, we can bring in contract workers.
right.
We can bring in direct hires too.
Yeah.
But
And they can convert if you love them.
yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
So do you think all in all we covered the bases of hiring in uncertain times?
I think so.
I think so too. I think we even went off track a couple of times.
Oh, absolutely. But who doesn't?
But that's the joy of
Into
doing
the
it,
stratosphere.
being in this podcast too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, that's all I got. You want to send them out?
Well, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed Into the Stratosphere episode
Number
5. Almost gave you a 10, but it was episode 5.
10.
I hope that you guys like and subscribe and really follow us. Give us some good feedback. We'd love and really love to see all that feedback so that we know what you want to see, what you want to hear, who you want to have up here. Give us all that
That'd be
information.
fun next time, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Bring somebody in.
Absolutely.
I think we've talked about this before.
We have.
haven't got around to it.
But the question I have, right, is who? Do you want to see an HR person? Do you want to see a technologist? Like, who do we start chatting with first? So maybe you guys can answer that for us and kind of set up our next podcast. Thank you for joining us today.
Bye.
Bye.